Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Chara Williford, the founder, CEO, and master educational architect of Be Your Best Yet educational consulting and coaching and collaboration of a strategic consulting company consulting group. Okay, so this video is actually going to be part two of an earlier video. Now, of course, I have a series, one of my essential C's on collaboration, and you see it here on the screen. So, of course, let me go back for a second. So we have been talking about the essential C's, which is a play on my name, Chara. Everything I live in the land of C's. All right. So we're on collaboration, and how this particular video has come about is that you will have to go back and look at video number 1. But when we define collaboration as defined by yours truly, and I have a hashtag that I like to use and have used for many years now, collective excellence. So for me, collaboration is the harmonious orchestration of talents, ideas, and efforts within a school community. That's the end goal. In video 1, I talked about having the magic wand and going, and that actually being there. Now, what happens when collaboration goes all the way left? It goes all the way to the dark side. Now, the first video was just talking about when it goes left as relates to staff, just generic school community. And of course, this happens to every leader. If you don't want to be a leader, there's a saying somewhere that says, go sell ice cream, because it's not if it's going to happen, it is when it's going to happen. But in this particular case, the reason why I'm saying the dark side, what happens when the collaboration, the sabotage is your core team? And by core team, that could be anyone that's closest to you as the principal, as the leader. Primarily, I'm speaking right now to being the principal. That means it could be an assistant principal. It could be a coach. It could be a bookkeeper. It could be a counselor. Whomever is in your innermost leadership circle within the school that you trust, that you have complete, well, you may not trust them, but they are an integral part, a core part of executing your mission and vision of your school. So what happens when the sabotager is someone as close to you, your most innermost thoughts, as possible? All right. So what you don't do is, number 1, you don't take it personal. When what you have to do first is really take a breath, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out as much as possible, as long as possible. Find some notes, some sayings, some anything that will ground you, and then after that, you get to the work of being strategic. This is where strategy comes in. So, to be quite honest, principals, when that has happened to me several times, unfortunately, but again, like I say, it happens, and when it happens to you the first time, it could be like, whoa, but after that, again, you deal with it strategically, right? That's what we do with strategy. So when it's your core team sabotaging or feeling as though you feel as though that they are sabotaging or undermining of the synergy that you are trying to create, you have to go back and think about this. Okay, what, let me think about myself, number one, because you're the leader, so everything rises and falls on your leadership. So have you really led with trust? Do I exude synergy building? Do I exude collaboration? Do I exude collective excellence? That's number one. And have I truly invested time, effort, and energy into creating a cohesive team? That's number one. As well as have I invested time, effort, and energy into my core team, really understanding what's in here. And I'm pointing to my brain. And that's not with assumptions, but them really understanding your vision, your thought process, how you think, and their role in it, as well as the cohesion, the trust factor comes in. Can they come to you with critical feedback, whether they agree with you or not? And do you ask for that? So those are some of the first initial thoughts to really think about when you feel as though you're being sabotaged, or your core leaders, those ones that are closest to you. I'm not talking about the teacher teams. I'm speaking of APs, coaches, counselors, those people that are closest, that are there to help you in your most innermost circle to exude your vision, mission and vision. All right. So after you have really had some time, you haven't taken it personal. That's number one. The number two, you've really sat with yourself, because you must have a meeting with yourself first to say, well, is it me? Could it be me? What have all of that? So then this is a book I purchased back in 2021. I found this online. I actually bought it for my leadership, my core team at the time. And the title of this book is "Conquer Sticky Situations: A Fresh and Empowering Approach to Tough Talk in Work and Life." Because at the time, I was teaching them how to have the tough conversations, the critical conversations. And leader, that is what you are going to have to do. And as a matter of fact, this is one I ended up keeping. So on the inside, if you see, it says, "Put your positive pants on, enjoy, have the conversation, doc." And that's what a lot of people in the school setting call me. Have the conversation. So principals, you're going to have the conversation, and try to get to the bottom of where's the sabotage, where's the breakdown, where is the breakdown? Is it that the person does not understand your vision? Is it that perceptions are getting in the way? Is it ego getting in the way? Are they not clear on their roles and responsibilities? Are you sharing, not sharing, oversharing? Like what is it? So why is it that they have gone rogue? They have become disengaged, and how can you, if you can, bring them back to the other side and invite them back into that space of supporting you and supporting the work of the school, especially because they are in a critical position. They are part of the core team. And remember, the core team, you and your core team, uh, you set the expectation for collective excellence. If the core team is not working in harmonious orchestration of talents, ideas, and efforts, then how in the world is the rest of the school supposed to work in this manner? And trust and believe, they see it. Okay, they see it. So that is a fire engine conversation that must be had. And you cannot skirt around it. You are a leader. You were hired specifically to lead that school. So you must have that sticky conversation to reel and bring that person back in. Or at least, sometimes, who knows, that person may or may not be the person for that particular role. But we are going to assume positive intent, and we are going to try our best to re-enroll, to re-engage them in the collective excellence that you are trying to exude within your school community. Okay. So there's another book that I love, and this is Clarity First. And Brene Brown says to be unclear is to be unkind. So I love to say to be clear is to be kind. So be clear with whomever the sabotagers are. Okay. And let's make sure that you're going on fact and not perception. But again, have the discussion and one-on-one, not with all of them. If it's more than one, but have that discussion and try to come to a common ground so that the two of you can get back on track and lead with this. Pull this particular slide out. Go to anywhere. Send me an email so I can send this to you directly to figure out, well, hey, I really want us to work in the spirit of collective excellence. We need to exude this within the school. How can we truly, where's the breakdown? Why are we not working harmoniously together as principal and assistant principal, or principal and coach, or principal and head front office person, or principal and counselor, whomever is on your core leadership, that really is one of the core people on your team that trickles down to the rest of the staff, and say, hey, where's the breakdown? What can be done to repair it? And then I'm going to go to, hold on, let me find it right here. This particular slide, check-ins. That's the power. We haven't gotten to that just yet in terms of some of our bite-sized leadership development series, but it is coming. But the power of the check-in is so important. So that means that you must have regular check-ins. Remember, I tell everyone that you are the CEO of your building. Okay. So that means you are doing regular check-ins. And by regular, I don't mean regulars whenever they happen. Regular means that it is scheduled, it is calendarized. I am meeting with my assistant principal every week, once a week, where it's our time. And that's just not a meeting of a housekeeping meeting. They are telling you about the areas and giving you the report or the updates in terms of those areas in which they are responsible for, as well as this is where leadership development and coaching, that coaching mindset comes from you as the principal, to where you're keeping that synergy in check with that person. So that is why the power of the check-in is so critical and so important. So that is, again, and you must be consistent with that. And it also ensuring that if you do that often and at least weekly, that's my recommendation. Now that's me. Sometimes daily. My former people might say we did the check-ins probably more than once a week, but hey, until I felt like we were here where we had synergy, or that was taken off, you have to do that. There's just no way around it. You have to trust. It's like me with these locks in my head. You have to trust the process in the beginning. So you have to trust the process when you're building, intentionally building synergy within your team. Okay. So Don't take it personal. Trust matters. Synergy matters. Have the conversation. Okay. And if you're not comfortable having the conversation with the person or persons that you feel are sabotaging you, this is where your principal supervisors come in. This is where whomever, in some cases, it may be a principal supervisor, an executive director, an areas of superintendent, whomever, then have that conversation with them in the room, not them facilitating the conversation, but them just sitting in. Okay. And one of the things, last but not least, as this particular book says, it says, prepare for your conversation. That may be another video where we talk through the simple framework from this book, but you have to prepare and talk through it ahead of time so that you can focus on the problem and not the person, and get back to that common ground. All right. So hopefully this helps some of you that may be dealing with this. And remember, if you are a leader in any capacity, a school leader, principal, assistant principal, coach, teacher, leader, guess what? It's not when will you experience sabotage. It's not if, it's when. So feel free to send me messages in the DM or in the private message, and very similar to this particular leader that sent me a message that had a particular question about this. All right, this is Dr. Chara signing out, and chat with you next time.